It's a throwback, throwback. You gotta throw it back. What is up, you guys? This week on Thingamavlogs is Throwback Week, and of course the first thing that I think of when I hear the word throwback is Throwback Thursday. So obviously I don't make videos on Thursdays, Tiffany does, but I thought it would still be fun for me to go through a lot of my old Disneyland photos and share them with you and tell you some quick stories behind the photos. So I've already gone on my Facebook and even my Instagram and picked out just some choice moments for which I have some nice core memories, if you want that Inside Out reference. So let's start here. I'm gonna move over so that you guys can see the pictures. So this is a family photo with my two sisters and my mom from the second time that I ever went to Club 33, and this was for my 21st birthday. So I had my first ever legal drink at Disneyland, which was a life goal bucket list item of mine. I really loved that I got the opportunity to take my mom to Club 33 because I don't think that's ever something that she expected to do in her lifetime. It was great. This selfie is from my first ever Dapper Day. And I don't think it was the first Dapper Day, I think it was the second ever Dapper Day, but it was my first Dapper Day, and as you can probably tell, things have changed for me just a little bit. Pretty sure I just threw on whatever I had for this one, and I'm definitely not Disney bounding, so things are definitely different today. This photo of me with the storyteller statue in DCA is from the opening day of Buena Vista Street in Cars Land. I was a cast member at the time. I was working in Adventureland Frontierland Stores during the summer of 2012, and so this was the day that Buena Vista Street opened, so this is the first time I ever saw this statue. This is the first photo I ever took with this statue, which is crazy because Buena Vista Street has been around now for 4 years. So this photo of me in costume is from one of my trips to Mickey's Halloween party, and it's probably one of my favorite costumes I ever wore to Mickey's Halloween party. If you can't tell, I'm Bambino from the Pixar short La Luna, which is my favorite Pixar short, and so I made this costume for myself, which included coloring that hat in with Sharpie because it was too light of a brown. This picture is from my prom. I didn't go to prom, fun fact. I did not go to prom, but I decided that I wasn't going to prom after I'd already bought a prom dress. So I wore it to Disneyland instead. I didn't want to go to prom because I didn't see the point. I didn't have a date and I didn't want to spend the money on a limo, and I just the whole thing didn't appeal to me. I was just like, oh, everyone's gonna be partying and I don't really want to even go. So I just put on my prom dress and I went to Disneyland with my friend from another school who had already graduated. This is us dancing at the Tomorrowland Terrace band stage. This is a super old photo. I think I'm 11 in this picture. I was in the 6th grade. The two other people in the photo, one is my really good friend Bryony, and the other is her twin brother. And they, in the 5th grade, they moved here from Switzerland, and so they had never been to Disneyland or any Disney park in their whole life. And so I, as their 11-year-old friend, was super jazzed to take them to Disneyland for the first time ever, and they had a blast, and it was so exciting. This photo, you guys are probably, some of you are probably in it, actually. This is from the 24-hour day the year before this year, and it was the first ever Thingamavlogs meetup. I said to Tiff the other day when we were at Disneyland, I just was like, the 60th anniversary, I'm gonna miss the Diamond celebration because it reminds me of us. It reminds me of Thingamavlogs because Thingamavlogs started right before the 60th anniversary celebration started, and we had our first meetup at the 60th 24-hour day, and just the whole thing is really special to me. And I know people feel one way or another about the Diamond celebration, but for me it really reminds me of my friends and everything that we've accomplished together on this channel, so I'm really gonna miss it. This photo is from Leo and I's first time Disney bounding together ever. It was probably one of the first 3 times we had gone to the parks together, I think. I told him about Disney bounding and I wanted to do it together, and he was totally down instantly, no questions asked, down to Disney bound with me, and I mean, look at where we are now. This is a photo of me and my friend from my first college program. His name is Casey, and we worked together at the Emporium. So we took this photo together outside of the Emporium, and it makes me feel all the happy feels because I loved working in the Emporium so much. And we took this photo and we captioned it Main Street Kids or something dumb like that, but I really love it so much because I love Main Street so much. It's my favorite land because I worked there, and working there was one of the most special experiences of my life, and I love Casey so much, and I love the Emporium so much, and I like love that I have this picture. This photo is super weird. It's of me at Goofy's Kitchen with one of the Mary Poppins penguins, and I fell in love with this penguin because, if you don't know, I have a stuffed animal that I made at Build-A-Bear when I was 12 years old, and his name is Sweet William, and he's a penguin, and I named him after a part of the movie Hug-a-Bunch, which is a movie about puppets who live in your mirror, and it was made, I think, in the 80s, and in the very beginning of the movie, the main character gets given a penguin as like a comfort gift, and she sits him down for a tea party, and she says, "I know, I'll name you Sweet William." And so I named my penguin when I was 12 Sweet William after this movie, and no one's seen Hug-a-Bunch. Tiff has. Nobody, even the people who have seen Hug-a-Bunch, do not know who Sweet William is because he literally has nothing to do with the plot. He is not in the movie, he's not a character, it is a throwaway line, but this penguin at Goofy's Kitchen knew who Sweet William was, and it rocked my world. Anyway, those are just a few choice Disney parks memories that I thought I would share with you guys for Throwback Week. Which one was your favorite? Which one was the funniest? Which one was the most unexpected? Let me know in the comments below. We have a lot of fun stuff coming up for Throwback Week, so be sure to check back every day to hear all of our stories. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye!